What is up, ADG traders? This is Munya and welcome back to my trading channel. Today I've brought to you guys the best V75 strategy, which also works on other volatility indices like step index, V10, V25, V75 1S or V100, right? So today we're going to do the process of installing this strategy, and I'm also going to show you the best way to trade V75, right? As you all know, guys, V75 has a very high pip value. So today we want to take advantage of that high pip value, and I want to make sure you guys can kill V75 anytime, right? But before you do that, please make sure you click the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so that you are notified each and every time I post videos like this. This will allow you not to miss an update on a strategy or an upload for a strategy, okay? And if you also want to join our Telegram community where I post strategies, where I post signals, where I post anything to do with trading, please make sure you join. The link is in the description box below. There are over 5,000 traders in that group, so make sure you're part of this trading community. It's completely free to join. All you have to do is click the link and it will take you straight to that channel. And if you don't have an account and you want to be trading what you're trading right here, you want to be making these kinds of profits, and you want to be using the same broker that I'm using, make sure you also sign up for an account. The link is also in the description box below. All right, so like I said earlier, today I'm going to teach you how to trade V75, right? I want to teach you how to trade V75. Basically, this strategy works for all volatility indices, but I'm going to be specializing on V75 today because I want you guys to make a lot of money with this strategy, right? I want you guys to make a lot of money with this strategy. I've also posted a video on my second channel called Everything Trading. You can also go check it out. I've posted a spike catching strategy for boom and crash. It's a very powerful strategy that you can go and try out. Also, make sure you subscribe to that channel. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers, and I said the first 1,000 subscribers are going to be part of a giveaway process, so don't miss that giveaway. The link to that channel is also in the description box below, or you can find it in my Telegram channel. Okay, so let's get to today's business. Let's get to how we are going to make money with this strategy. The first thing that I want to do, let me just remove some of these arrows that are on my charts. These are trades that we've been taking. The first thing that I want to do is I'm going to remove everything, right? As usual, this will allow new traders on our channel to benefit. So as you can see, I now have a blank chart for V75, right? So the first indicator that we want to install is a moving average, and we want it on our main chart. So this moving average is going to have the following settings or properties: a period of 35, a shift of 0, a method of linear weighted, and then apply to typical price, right? Just like as you can see on my screen. And then the color, I just want to change this to blue, then click save, then click done. And as you can see, we now have a blue line running across my charts. The next moving average that I want to install is got the following settings. This time we have a period of 45, a shift of 0, method linear weighted, apply to typical price. We're just going to change the color to pink, then click save, then done. And as you can see, we now have a pink line running across our charts too. And then we also need a third moving average. This one has got a period of 15, sorry, a shift of 0, method linear weighted, apply to typical price, color, I'll just put it to blue, save, done. Okay, and then lastly, for our main chart, I'm going to install Bollinger Bands, and these Bollinger Bands will have the following properties: a period of 1, a shift of 0, deviations of 1, and then apply to previous indicators data, right? And then the color I chose black. This will be a very key indicator in our strategy because it's going to be telling us support and resistance. So make sure you have this in the color that you always remember, a very bright color. I chose black because I have a white background. They do contrast a lot. So I'm gonna click on done, and as you can see, we now have all our indicators installed. Now we want to create indicator window 1, where we will be installing our other indicators. So I'm going to go to main window, and we're going to have the relative strength index as our main indicator, and it's going to have the following properties: period of 12, apply to close, levels. Please make sure you have these levels: 50, 15, 85, 75, 95, and 100, right? And then the styling for this RSI, make sure it is to the color of your background. I have a white background, and as you can see, I chose the color white. If you have a black background, please make sure you click the color black. And I'm gonna click done, and as you can see, we now have an RSI down below, right? So indicators that are going to be going into this RSI are just the same indicators that we installed on our main window. So these 4 top indicators, so I'm just gonna duplicate them again, starting with the moving averages, period 15, right? Let me just go in order. Started with the 45 one. Everything else is the same as the top part, right? Then we went to the 35 one. I'm just going to change the color. Done. Then we had the 15, right? Color. Done. And then we had the Bollinger Bands, same properties, and done. So now we have the complete strategy. We have the main window and we have the indicator window. The indicator window will act as confirmations for our main chart, for our price action on our main chart, right? The indicator window 1 will act as confirmation for our price action because it has the levels, and once we know these levels, or once we know where we are in levels, then we know what to do next, right? So what's left now is knowing when to buy and when to sell, right? And this is what I'm about to teach you guys. But before I do that, guys, please make sure you go check out the second channel for spike catching strategy on boom and crash. If you want to kill boom and crash, and I uploaded a very powerful strategy there. Go check it out, right? Don't forget to subscribe to it, and don't forget to join the Telegram channel for updates, for strategies, and for signals. Completely free to join, right? So let's talk about when to buy and when to sell. First thing that I want to emphasize on is the zoom level. So here we are on the smallest zoom level, right? I want you to move one step up. So basically this is the second smallest zoom level, and that's the zoom level that we're going to be using, right? So we are going to be doing what's called top-down analysis, which means basically you start from a higher time frame and then you start moving down to a lower time frame where you actually place your trades, right? But for this part of the strategy, I'm only going to start from a 15-minute time frame, and you're going to move to the 5-minute time frame, right? More videos are going to come where we even start from a very high time frame, but for now I want you guys to be able to just make money, because V75 is a very high pip value, right? So I wouldn't want you guys to get confused or stay longer in a trade, which might be very stressful, since the pip value for V75 is very high. It means that any drawdowns would be very much huge, right? So I'm going to go to my 15-minute time frame. This is where we are going to place our trades. This is where we get our entries, and there's a simple rule that you need to follow from your 15-minute time frame, and that rule is about this black line. That rule is about this black line, right? So like I said, you're going to be using price action. You're going to be looking at price most of the time, right? And for that, we are going to be using the 15-minute time frame. Okay, so let me start with an example right here. Price was falling, as you can see. Price was falling like this, and then we got to a point where our candlesticks crossed our black line right there, and then started to be moving upwards, but they crossed right there. and that's a very critical price point for us, right? That's where our entry is going to come from. This is now price action. That's where our entry is going to come from. Like I said, remember, the Bollinger Bands are going to be acting as our support and resistance. And once we see that our prices crossed our resistance point, then we know that where we are going to head. And once we know that price is stepped on our support zone, we know that we're going to head for the next resistance zone. And this is what exactly happened there. So once you see price crossing, or the candlesticks crossing to be above the black line, you're going to go to your 5-minute time frame, right? I'm just going to look for the arrow that we drew, because that's where we're going to get our entry point. So that's the arrow right there, and here is where we get our entry point. Let me just highlight that region here. Anywhere within this region is where we are going to get our entry point, because that's where we head across, right? The next thing is pretty much self-explanatory. You're going to look for all these lines and check and see, are they below level 15, right? So the condition now would be you sell when your lines are within the region of 15 to 0, which is right here, which is the box right here. And as you can see, our price went all the way up, okay? And as you can see, our price went all the way up. So this is where we get entries and all. This is where we get entries and all. And as you can see, you could have placed a buy, and you would have gone all the way up, right? And since okay, I'll talk about that later. Let me just keep on looking for more entries and discussing that. I'll also talk about when to take profit and when to stop loss. So this is what we're going to be doing. I can look for an entry anyway. Right here, I can see that price was just falling and falling and falling, and then we reached a point where we crossed our black line right here. So all I have to do is go to my 5-minute time frame and see what happened, which is this region. This is the region where we had the cross right here. And all I have to do now is to look, do I have my lines on my 15 region or not? And as you can see, they were not close to the 15 region. That's why you see that this movement didn't even go up that much, because we are not yet in our 15 to 0 level, right? That's why you see that there was no much of a movement there. And that's not a problem. You always find better opportunities, right? I can see that here we had a cross again on my black line, and then all I have to do is go back to my 5-minute time frame, and this is the movement. And as you can see, this time we had an entry. Why? Because at that region, all our lines were in the 15 to 0 level, which is right here, which we said now this is an entry. Now you can buy. And as you can see, the market went all the way up, right? Maybe let's look for sell examples on this V75 thing. The same thing happens. You just want for this time, it's just the opposite. You just want your black line to be crossed and your candlesticks should be below something like this. Here, our candlesticks crossed the black line and went below. So I'm just going to go to the 5-minute time frame and look for that position. And then we'll check for our indicator window to see if we had any confirmations. And as you can see, right on this region, we also had our lines this time above level 85. So this time we'll be looking at level 85 to 100 for a sell trade. And as you can see, the market went all the way down. Guys, this is so powerful because this includes price action. Remember, these lines, these indicators act as support and resistance. You can use them as support and resistance. So if you can simply follow this, you'll be able to be very profitable, right? You'll be able to be very profitable. So make sure you practice this on your demo accounts and then move on to some real trading once you are comfortable with this strategy. Take profit levels are just the other levels that you see right there on our indicator window one, like the 70 period, the 50 right here, the 15. These also act as take profit levels, or you can simply use risk to reward ratios. So don't forget to go and check out the boom and crash spike gauging strategy, which is very powerful, guys. It's right there on our second channel. The links are all in the description box. You can just read through, and if you have any questions, I'll be replying to the first questions posted within the first 30 minutes of this video going live. So make sure you check them out too. Until next time.